Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Explode Your Expert Business Show. And today I'm here with the one and only Alexandru Capalau. How are you doing, Alexandru?
Hi, Simone. I'm really good. How about you?
I am really good. Thank you very much. So we're going to talk about connection. You developed an incredible game called Votura, which helps people from all generations, all different backgrounds to connect with each other. And we're going to talk more about the topic of connection. How can people connect? What makes people connect? And a bit more about the game that you've built. But before we do that, during this time of lockdown, I'm always asking our guest a question, which is, what have you learned about yourself during this lockdown period so far?
Good question. Well, let's say I'm one of the happiest cases that I'm locked down with my partner, which she also co-created the game. So she's my partner also in the game. And what I learned is that it's important to have someone with you and to be with you in, especially in this period when like we tend to get stuck in our minds and like, oh, how life would be, because it's so unpredictable and uncertain right now, and the sense of security and hope is missing. So I think it's really important to have someone that you can talk freely what's there for you.
And do you have any words or any recommendation for someone who maybe is isolating with people by themselves, and they don't have someone that they can share it with, share this moment with?
Well, they definitely can have someone, even if we talk about friends, family, partners. They have someone. In the worst case, you can just like go onto Facebook and post something. There are a lot of groups right now. I'm sure there are, and yeah, keep being in contact. Social distance is not really about like, oh, don't talk with anyone. It's about don't go out and don't interact with people. But doesn't mean you can't talk. You can talk all the time. And there
All
are a
right.
lot of apps. Right now, I heard about a house party that is like huge boom.
Yeah. I've not subscribed yet, but I might give in at some point.
Yeah.
You created this incredible game called Votura, which I had the pleasure to play with you. I have it to play with my wife and with some friends. Now, what made you create this game?
So yeah, what made me create this game is that, back when I was a teenager, I used to be in different of groups, and imagine like a normal Friday afternoon. Here I am with a group of people, and even if I'm here, I'm in my mind and thinking, why am I in this group? What what makes me to be part of this group? And when I'm thinking is that there is no relatedness. There people are talking, but I'm not there. I'm not listening. So when I'm looking back, I'm seeing that it's just a superficial conversation that I'm not interested in. And the impact is that I tend to compromise and to not, say what's there for me because I didn't want to feel rejected. So I try to belong and to fit in the box. I try to fit in these groups. And as a consequence, I saw that I'm not only disconnected with this group, I'm disconnected from myself.
Right.
So when you're disconnected from yourself, you're not only like stuck in your mind and like if you're isolated, but you're also like you're detached from your dreams. You don't do what you love to do. You don't feel passionate. You don't feel alive. So I stopped doing what I want to do. I stopped pursuing my dreams. And when I discovered that, I saw, oh wow. So because I took a decision to not be alone and be in a group that I don't belong, I totally disconnected from myself. So I chose to come back to where I am, who I was. And in that moment, I created new groups. I changed the country. I moved from my mother country to Barcelona and now to UK. I changed everything, and I saw that it's really important to um, know who you are.
How
And in
was that?
that moment,
How was
you
that
connect with
process?
yourself. You connect with others.
How was that process of change for you? You mentioned you changed from your mother country to then
Yeah.
Barcelona, then to the UK. Um, how was that process of changing your environment, changing your groups for you?
Well, it wasn't easy at all. It definitely wasn't easy. Like I was thinking all the time, oh, what would it be if I can come back? What would it be like? It's the comfort zone, right?
Hmm.
So I was thinking, okay, like there were three questions that I asked myself and I shared with my partner. Like when you feel that you are stuck and like you feel upset, I had nights when I was like totally frustrated and annoyed, like why am I spending time with these people? And I asked this question, I asked three questions. One was like, does these people, this person, have a benefit for me or for what I want to do? Yes, no. Does this person is close to me or represents something to me? No. Am I feeling good
Hmm.
being there? No. Okay, then don't do it. So I keep being grounded
Yeah.
with this question. So I continue doing like that. And that's one of the things where I discover the questions are really important. And this is one of the main, let's say, mm, not functions, but main benefits of Votura that I'm going to discuss after the game.
Yeah.
The question
So,
is really important.
which is the importance of knowing yourself better, understanding yourself
Yeah.
better, questioning yourself and questioning your choices. Was there when you decided to change your life from feeling that you had to belong to or to choose to be in places that you didn't belong to or you didn't feel happy, to changing to actually being decide this is going to be my group, these are the people I want to be with, this is the country I want to be with? There is a big change in there. Is that something that helped you to make this process work for you?
Of course, because when you change groups and when you change, like, you change everything, you see different mentalities, you see different backgrounds, different uh, thoughts and behaviors that people have. So you can see from multiple points of view and you can understand better, like, okay, what really drives human beings to do what they want to do? That was the
Mhm.
question that was in my mind. Like, why
Mhm.
am I doing this? Why am I not doing that? Or why this person is doing this? So by going and seeing different personalities and different human
Yeah,
beings,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can understand. You can understand that.
Now, I know from the conversations that we had, you have a very inquisitive mind. You're a really good observer, and you are asking always yourself a lot of different questions and asking others questions. Um, and have you been always this way, like very inquisitive, or is it something that you've developed over time?
I tend to question all the time from the beginning. Like I remember mom was saying something. I was like, but why is like this, mom? Why is not like that? Why are you asking these questions? It's just like
Mhm.
uh, I think Einstein said that in the moment that you stop asking questions, you're dead or something like that. Like keep wondering, keep being in a state of like, okay, why is this and why not that, and what's this and what's that?
Mhm. So no, it was curiosity because I was curious if because
Yeah,
sometimes some people develop these things or curiosity, and some people were just born curious and have this inquisitive mind which you had.
it can be developed. Yeah.
Now, I we're going to talk about connection because in particular in this time, in this very particular time in history that we are living in, at the moment of the recording, which is the 8th of April of 2020, where we're recording this episode, um, we are living in a very different world that it was in even like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And
Mhm.
the connection is more important, I think, now than even before. And you develop Voltura, which helps people connecting. What I want to explore first is that what creates disconnection. So, what makes people not connect with others? Because sometimes I've heard, I mean, I meet hundreds, thousands of people sometimes every week. Now a bit less, but before when I was going out and speaking at events, I was meeting a lot of people, and I can say I wasn't definitely connecting with everyone on a deeper level. So, what creates this separation between human beings?
It's a really good question, and I was actually questioning this for a long time, and I got the answer. And I was looking, okay, what really makes me to understand the other one. And I was looking, well, if I'm not saying what's there for me, or if the other person is not saying what's there for them, then you can connect. So the answer is simple: sharing. Sharing what's there for you. That creates connection. Like if I know that you are Simone Vincenzi and you're doing this, okay, good. But if I know what you're doing in life, or what are you passionate about, or what's your dream, then we definitely can connect, because we can see we have the same path or the same dreams.
But if
So I
this,
think
if it is
that's
that
important.
simple, if it is that simple, why people don't do it?
Fear of being judged. Like I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to be rejected. I want to fit in the box. So don't say what is important for you. Talk about football. Talk about whatever is there, the class, or uh, other nonsense subjects, maybe the weather. So you can fit in the box, but not really talk about what is important for you.
That's fascinating. I'm thinking that people that are listening right now, maybe I invite you to think about, people that maybe you've been knowing for years, maybe people that you worked with, that they actually never connected with, and invite to do something different. And for that, now it helps me to flip the question and then ask, so what makes people? So you mentioned that what makes people connect is sharing what's there, sharing what's important for them. Is there anything that someone can do to initiate this process, to create this first step to connecting with other people that can be around them?
It could be like, I don't know, let's say you and me were meeting in the bus station. That's a random thing that I would do, let's say. And I see, like, I'm wearing rings, okay? And I see that you're wearing a ring. And I really like it. I really like it. I love it. And I'm asking, hey, I saw your ring. Like, what's there for you? Like, why did you bought it? Like, what makes you bought it? And then we can create a conversation. It's an instant connection. It's something that I have in common with you.
All right, so it's about finding something in common, something
Yeah,
that you appreciate, something that you notice about the other person.
you are this, I am this. We found something. We connected. That's it. That's connection.
No, it's really interesting it's fascinating how simple you make it, because that's true. And that it all comes down to then the fear of being judged. Is like, oh, what if the other person is not going to like what I'm going to say? Or what if the other person is not going to engage in the conversation? And these are all things that are happening in our mind.
Exactly. If you are in your mind, if you're not here, if you're not listening, and if you're in your mind, oh, what should I say for this person to like me? Well, you're not connected with the person. You're not even connected with yourself. You're connected with your mind. So you're totally disconnected. You're just like wandering around. Oh, how should I say this in order to be liked or whatever?
Yeah. Then you're not connecting at all. So then it doesn't matter what you say, because you're not connected to yourself.
Yeah,
Then you will not be able to connect with someone else. That's what I'm hearing you say.
exactly.
All right.
You see, you're
So
connected with me.
yeah. So and you created this incredible game called Votura. Can you explain a bit more the idea behind Votura?
Yeah, so just a little notice here. So I created the first version, but now the last version is co-created with my partner Kimberly. And the notion is very simple. Votura game allows you to create a deep connection. Whatever you can understand about deep connection is that's it. With anyone, anywhere, in less than 30 seconds. And yes, we have people that say, "Oh, I didn't do it in 30 seconds. I did it in 45 seconds." that's just a detail, right? And by doing so, you are able to tap into your full potential. Now, what we mean by full potential is like, you see, when I'm sharing with you what I'm up to, which like my purpose in the world is to expand human greatness and human potential, then I already tap into that. I already tap into like, oh, what's my why, right? So you're able to tap into your full potential, and not only you are aware of that, but you make other people aware of that. So they start to listen to you, not as a Alexandru, founder of Votura, but really, oh, Alexandru, this guy wants to expand human greatness and human potential. So the conversation then will be around this.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're framing that conversation by talking about something that is important to you, by creating
Yeah.
that element of connection. And what's the difference? So you mentioned that you had the first version of Votura, and then you have a new version that you did with your partner Kimberly. What's the difference between the first version and the second version?
That's a good question. So the first version was um, well, in the simplest way, the first version was focused on me. Like it was a coaching facilitation process, right? In which I was coaching everyone inside the game. Now,
Hmm.
it was effective and it works, but it doesn't really bring people the space to create, the space to really tap into their full potential. So the last version really brings people the space. So they don't need anymore someone to coach themselves, and they don't need a way or an expert to really get the breakthroughs on the inside. They can create that. So they have the space to create whatever they want to create. And we say in Votura that the more you play, the more you unravel inner perfection, and the more you're able to better understand yourself and others. And we're switching from um,
Hmm.
um, knowledge and learning to wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom is not anymore in like, oh, you need to read a book or you need to do this course in order to be a genius or to have the expertise. You already have that. It's there. Just need to unravel it. That's the big
Yeah,
difference.
that's what I found like by playing the game. It helped me question and make me think about stuff that maybe sometimes like I would not stop and think, and that's why I really liked it, because it was facilitated in a way through the cards and the different areas, and get me to stop and think. And I think that right now it is a really important time where a lot of people in the world are reassessing what's important for them, what's not important for them, what's valuable, what's not valuable, what they want to do, what they don't want to do. It's almost like this virus gave us an opportunity to
Yeah.
question in deeper the way we live our lives, the way we want to live our lives, things to keep, things to let go of, and definitely the game can help during this time. Now, before we wrap up, Alexandru, I want to now it's time to go into this option in the part of the interview, which is called lifting the veil. So you don't have to take your shirt off. Don't worry about that. We're not connecting in that way, but I'm going to ask you to share a tool, an app, a book, something that you have found that can help that helped you in your business or in your life, that is worth sharing. What's that for you?
Yeah, so what I saw for me was a book that I read long time ago. It's called Inner Game of Tennis,
Hmm.
and yes, it's a book that is like most people who are doing the coaching training, they use it as a like the foundation for coaching. But
Yeah.
what it really does, even in the context right now of connection, is that it shows you how your mind is working and how you can like in what did for me is that I saw, and it is this quote when it says first mind to justify the event, then the group of events, then justify um, then identifies with the events and then justifying itself. So how I saw for me it shows up is that if I'm looking at you, Simone, and I'm saying, oh, look at this guy, look at the hair, he has a really bad shaving, whatever, you know, I started to criticizing you, which is totally inauthentic and it's not me.
Hmm.
Not only I'm doing right now with you, that this is the event. Then I'm gonna do with other people, the group of events. Then I'm gonna start to identify with the judging, and then in the end, I'm gonna judge myself.
Right. And that book helps you to uncover this process and to
Yeah,
understand how your mind works. So I can recommend this book, The Inner Game of Tennis. The link is in the show notes. Very, very powerful book, and gives a lot of the foundations for any coaching work. Is an incredible tool to have in your toolbox, in your toolkit. Alexandru, if someone wants to buy Voltura, if someone wants to reach out to you, get to know you more, buy Voltura. I know you're also launching the web app. So where can people reach out to you? When can people connect with you?
Yes, so now Votura will not be anymore to buy. What we're gonna do, we're creating a game. So this is the web app, and before people had to buy the game and play it. Now with this coronavirus, we want to give opportunity to everyone to connect. So we designed this game in which it's free. It's the website is called playvoltura.com. You will find it there. You can play online, and like other uh, channels would be like Facebook, Voltura Game, Twitter, Voltura Game. What else? We have Instagram, Voltura Game. And yeah, we are there. And the email is hello@voltura.co.
So hello@voltura.co is the email, and then playvoltura.com is
Yeah,
the
website.
website. I recommend everyone who is listening right now, you'll find the link in the show notes, or the social media link. Connect with Alexandru and play Voltura. You can play it with any person that you want to connect deeper with. It's a great exercise if you have a partner, for example, and uh, we did it with my wife during a date night, and we had a moment where we reflected on things that were important for us. Maybe you can use it with your team. You're working and you want to connect deeper with your team members now that they're working remotely. There are a lot of ways in which you can use the game. Give it a go, and you will absolutely love it. So thank you very much, Alexandru, for being here on the show, and I'm looking forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you, Simon. It was a pleasure.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on the show. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the episode, as I mentioned, all the links are in the show notes. If you go on our website, you will be able to find, and the link again is in the show notes, you will be able to find the entire transcript of the interview, and as well the video if you have been listening to your favorite podcasting platform. Now, I have two favors to ask you. Number one is to subscribe to the show so you don't miss any other incredible episode and our great guests that we have coming up. And secondly, I ask you to leave us a review. The reviews are important for three reasons. Number one, our guests can see the impact that they are having during the interviews. So let us know in particular if there is something specific that you've learned, something that stood out from this interview with Alexandru. Let us know in the review, so then we will send them to Alexandru and let them know. They can see the impact that they're having on your life, or your business, whatever you're going to implement those information. Secondly, they help grow the show. The more reviews we get, the more people are going to see and listen to the show. So please, I really appreciate if you can do that. And the third reason why it's important leaving a review is for my ego. I really like receiving appreciation. So if you want to do it for my ego, do it for my ego. But one of these three reasons, they're all important. Leave us a review. Now, up until next time, I'm looking forward to seeing you then. And remember that together we grow exponentially. Ciao.